Hello and welcome to The Slice. My name is Michael and today I have a very special guest. His name is Daryl. He's a very good friend of mine and he is the owner of Networx. Daryl, how are we?
Good afternoon, Michael. I'm really good, thank you. And thank you for inviting me on your slice.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for being on the show. Now, it's actually quite funny. You were supposed to be on this show months ago. You were actually one of the first people I asked to come on the show. And it's literally, we've been so busy that it's taken all this time to get you on the show. So how do you feel about actually now being on the show?
Maybe I've been running scared for the last 6 months, Michael, but now there's no more hiding places, so I have to come on and question me. However awkward that makes me feel, because I normally, as you know, ask all the questions.
Well, this is it. There will be a Jack Russell barking, so I do apologise. She's made a rare appearance in most Slice episodes, and she's going full pelt at the moment.
She's going for it now.
So let's start the 10-minute timer and crack on. Are you ready for me to start the timer?
Go for it.
Right, your timer has started. So first of all, for people that don't know who you are, Daryl, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Daryl Vickers. I own Networx for Business, which is a fortnightly networking company. And there are now 11 meetings dotted around North Wales, Cheshire, Wirral and Manchester, unbelievably.
Wow. And when it first started, did you ever envisage it would be such a big networking group?
No, definitely not. I started over 7 years ago. I had a mortgage practice at the time, and I was just in the process, early days of a PPI company. And I'd gone around the block with networking. And joined a B4B back in the day, to be fair, but I'd never really found one that truly suited me. I kind of compromised over the type of networking I wanted to do. And then stupidly thought, how hard can it be to run a networking meeting? I'll do one myself. And it launched in Childwall in April, 7.5 years ago. So yeah, it was just one meeting for a little bit. Then I opened another on the Wirral, where I did live at the time. And it stayed like that for 2 years, 3 years, just pootling along.
And I've been told that running a networking group is quite stressful. Is it true? And can you confirm you had a full head of hair before you actually went down this road?
I'd honestly lost my head of hair through financial services, to be honest, Michael. Which is far more stressful than networking, believe me. That is
so
true.
So where did the transition come from? Where did you wake up one day, have this light bulb moment to just change careers completely?
It was the networking meetings were feeding my business well, the two I had at the time. And I planned to open a third one in Heswell. And without being too doom and gloom, I was diagnosed with cancer just over 4 years ago, which is a bit of a shock to the system. And then over time and getting better and recovery, I wanted to step away from stress, to be honest. And I've been through a lot of things at that time without being... I won't bore you with the details, but there's a lot of bad stuff going on at the time. And I loved the network, and I loved the fact I was surrounded by really, really nice, supportive people. And I thought, well, I need something to do. I'll see what I can do with this networking malarkey and see where it goes to. And now 3.5 years later, I've got 11 meetings and 135 plus members coming to the meetings every fortnight.
Quite funny that you say, you've been doing this now for that amount of time, because, obviously, you've known me for what, maybe 3-4 years, give or take, where obviously I'd been doing I was working in Starbucks, and then obviously I was doing the filmmaking on the side and not really pushing myself because I had a wage. Then I decided I'd had enough serving wet cappuccinos. That was me done. And after 7 years, I left. And obviously you've helped me and my business. And I think the progression between when you first met me to now is, it's so different. Even my personality, my persona that I project out there has, massively changed. And that has come down to the good people within your network that you have brought together and the atmosphere that you create. There must be an ownership of wow, what have I created, and all these people that have come together.
Oh, honestly, Matt, you're going to make me cry saying things like that, because I do cry like a baby now at the drop of a hat since I've been poorly. But it's honestly, everything I do in life now, I do because I want to try and give some. I'm not some kind of saint.
No, I know what you mean.
Kind of, I get the enjoyment I get now is seeing people like you progress, doing well, growing a business, doing fantastically well, partly through what we've enabled in Networx. But it's not just you, it's everyone in that meeting. Makes me feel humble every single day, because I had this simple idea to try and do something different 7 years ago, and not be, no disrespect to B&Is and B4Bs, it didn't suit me. So I wanted something completely different. And it took maybe the way people wanted to network 3 or 4 years to catch up with wanting to do networking like I do. And the fact that I've got well over 100 people who want to pay to be in that environment now is just mind-blowing. Honestly, it just, I never take it for granted. They make me laugh every single day. They make me smile when I'm down and I have a meeting. You know what the meetings are like. It's that balance between being able to laugh together, cry together, be there for each other, support each other massively, particularly over the last 6, 7, 8 months. It's been such a massive, horrible period to go through for most people. And to be part of that support network is ace, honestly. And it's the joy it brings me is undescribable. It truly is. It's just a joy to be a part of. It's amazing.
I think you're gonna make me cry in a minute. I can feel it going. It's just tickling the throat. But you're absolutely right, and I've always said, because I do run networking as well, but it's only once every fortnight that I do.
Up the hashtag. Come on.
That's it. Hashtag. But I've taken a lot of value from how you've run Networx and how you've actually brought the right people together. You always know when someone comes as a visitor whether they're going to suit it or not suit it. And I think that works with any kind of walk of life. There is different types of networking that works for different types of people. I'm someone that if I had an office, I'd have beanbags scattered everywhere. It'd be like a really cool kind of Google office. But I know people that literally still wear suits to work and have the briefcase and they do the 9 till 5, that kind of thing. So there are different people in which interact and do their work in different ways. And I think what I like about Networx is the fact that it brings real people together, people who are not full of themselves. They're down to earth. They're passionate about their business. They want to do well. And the great thing is the amount of people that have brought value to my business without even money changing hands. It's because you're building friendships and relationships with people that want to see you succeed. And to be able to create something like Networx that actually attracts those types of people, it is by far one of my favorite, if not my favorite, networking group. I have to be slightly biased because I run a networking group, but no, it is. And it is an absolute joy to be there. And I do look forward to it. And there's not a lot of networking groups where you do look forward to it, because they do feel like a chore. So
that is the key. Because I say to everyone who comes for the first time, I'm sure I would have said the same to you when we met back in the day, that regardless of the brand above the door, I would love people to come to Networx for Business and experience one of the meetings. But if you come, you don't like it, don't try and make it work because you think it's in the right location or you think that they might be the right people in the room for you. Because if it feels like a chore, you're not going to give 100%. And I would rather someone come in and be honest, because I know people come to our meetings and it's so different to the kind of the structure of a B&I and stuff like that. And it's no less of a networking meeting. It's not better. It's just different. Yeah. And you can't have every networking meeting like a B&I or a B4B or a hashtag or whatever. There has to be a differentiation for people to go, 100%. That's me. That is me. I need to be there. That bloke who runs it is hilarious. I need to be there. And it's that kind of ability to walk through the door. But I think part of the issue sometimes is that because people say things like you've just said beautifully about Networx, is that people are fearful that because we're more relaxed and we laugh and we joke, that it's not achieving the same outcome as a more formal structured B&I. And that's just not the case. Yeah. Not at all. It's just a different way of getting from A to B, always, at every single time.
And I invest in people. And I think that's where I get most of my business, is because I'm investing in people. And I love spending time with the people I work with. So in terms of the pandemic, in terms of this constant in and out of lockdown, you can go out, you can't go out, the pubs are closed, the pubs are open. How have you found and what have you used to keep Networx still going during this time? And I'm obviously talking about video and in the implementation of video and video meetings. How have you found that?
It's been fascinating, scary, but fascinating, because I switched to video, and obviously I use Teams for all my meetings, much to most people's hilarity and arguments within the meetings.
It's all right.
But it kind of, I swapped the last face-to-face meeting when it was the 16th of March. I think the first video meeting was the 21st. So within about 4 or 5 days, I realized I needed to do something to keep the meetings going. I realized I needed to be there to support the panic that we all saw on the WhatsApp group and everything else when it was first announced. So it was a joy to see people grow and get that experience of being on video. And some people who were quite quiet at meetings have become a different personality on video meetings, as you'll have seen it, as doing what you do with your coaching, where people who are sometimes a bit more of a wallflower at the face-to-face, all of a sudden have this big personality because they're getting equal airtime. They were the same volume as everybody else at the meeting. It's amazing to see, but and I'm kind of proud of myself that I was able to flip that so quickly. And then you've seen it again. We've had that discussion where some people didn't embrace video and still haven't embraced video.
And it is a talking point. It is something where a lot of people obviously still find it an issue, and it's about finding a way to tell people it's not so bad. It's about breaking down boundaries and actually saying, don't worry, it's not as bad as you may think it is. You've just got to get on that horse and ride. Oh, there's your timer.
That was a good time.
There you go. That's it. That is literally your timer done. How did you find that? Did it go quick?
I need another 10 minutes, Michael. Invite me back again. What's going on?
I know. Well, the show, as you know, the show used to be 20 minutes, but it's very hard to push a 20-minute show. Even being as cool and crazy as I am, I can't push a 20-minute show. So it went down to 10 minutes. So yeah, it does go quite quick. It does go very quick.
Rapid. That was very rapid.
It was. I mean, maybe, hang on. I only gave you 5 minutes, I think. It was definitely 10 minutes. So did you enjoy?
I do love the sound of my own voice, you know that. No, I don't.
So do I, and that's the problem. So did you enjoy it?
That was amazing, Michael. Thank you. Thank you for the kind things you said as well. That means a lot.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Well, what we'll do is we will get you back in the future. So thank you for coming on the show. If anybody would like to watch any previous episodes, you can go to youtube.com/TakeTheCakePro, or if you'd like to subscribe, you'll get to see all the latest episodes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.